Well, hello and welcome to another one of my videos. This one, my thoughts videos. These are a couple of tomatoes. Now, if you've been following me 6 months ago, I had left these tomatoes on the plant for 3 months. So now they are 9 months old and they're only just starting to go a bit wrinkly and things. So before they go totally off, this one's fine still after 6 months. That shows the genetic engineering where they have been training these things with a mutant learning ability to not ripen, and that's how the tomatoes stay on your shelves for so long in the shop, and that's why they have very little flavour and very little nutrients as well, because they never actually mature. Now I'm experimenting with these ones to see how long they last, and that's 9 months already, 6 months off the plant. And now I'm going to take the seeds from these to see if in the next generation their parents were supposedly red or orange coloured. They've learnt, gone back, regressed in their learning back to these unripening ones. Now the next generation, I want to see if they're going to learn or what they're going to learn the next time around. Now some of the other tomatoes that I have on the third generation or fourth generation, they are learning how to stay alive, and it's interesting. Now in this environment, this is about the third generation or second or third generation, they are getting they are prone to mold. Now that is not a nasty nothing. It's because the plant thinks that their leaves are done their job, and they want to, or are allowing the fungus to come and consume them. But it's learning that it has to get up to the light high enough where it can then start to flower and produce fruit. And here we have some that are just starting there. Now a tomato plant actually lasts for 4 years, but in most climates they get frosted. So this one here is learnt that, oh, in this climate we can actually put out new shoots from the old one. This actually died back, regrew, and this is the third time around that it is doing it. This one here also, it grew all this way out to here and did not produce anything, and is dying off, putting its energy back into the new growth here, and it looks like it probably fruit on this one as well. Now I think that I have mentioned in other videos that I am not a complete believer in genetics. I think there's the genetics within the chromosomes of the nucleus and the mitochondria, because the mitochondria have their own genetic set. They are just like a huge encyclopedia that the living being within the thing, the plant, the animal, us, is what reads and controls the genetics. The genetics are blueprints, but they are not determinant. It is the life of the being that determines how that genetics is going to be used. And so I think the plants, like the tomato, they learn rather than are forced by genetics. And so in the genetic engineering, where they've done this sort of thing to make them not mature and therefore not have the nutrients and taste that they should, is taught by selective breeding and the climates and things where they are grown in hothouses and things. I think since the tomato is a native of South America, where I am, and they have a lifespan of 4 years, and not 1 year as in most other countries where they have varying climates, I think that we can teach these to live in whatever area. And that's what we're doing with genetics. We're actually teaching the living being, not the genetics. We're teaching it how to use the genetic code that they have. So let's try that experiment. Cut this open, save the seeds, and see what the next generation brings. Now here's a surprise. We've actually got the seeds actually growing in the tomato itself. They're already sprouted. That's interesting. And there is the other one. That is so interesting. Wow. That is such an interesting finding. So let's plant them, because we're forced to. We can't keep those seeds because they've already germinated. And let's see what they grow into.